What's up, guys? It's the Board Game Roamer, and I'm here to show you Gamelyn Games' new release, Tiny Epic MECHS. This is a game for 1 to 4 players in typical Tiny Epic style. This game is Scotom's most recent release, and it is basically arena combat with mechs. I'll show you the back. So here you have your, well, I gotta do this backwards when I'm on camera, right? So you've got your arena, you're gonna have your individual, players, your characters that are gonna be running around in armor, which you can see up here with the item meeples. That's gonna be a combination of armor and items, which is the item meeples are what they introduced in it from Tiny Epic Quest. And so, yep, all I've done is take the shrink off this. Take the shrink off this. Haven't really taken a chance to look at it. You can kind of see down here a little preview there. I have the playmat. We'll look at that. This is the deluxe version. Okay, so there are some differences with the standard version, retail version, and the deluxe. But just know that this is the deluxe version. Okay. And I'm noticing something pretty cool here. They've got the up here, well, right there. We got the game sleeves sizes, which is pretty cool. Oops, in case you need to know. There's the sizes. Okay. But yeah, I'm doing this video a little bit different. As you can see, shooting it, I'm not doing top down. I had pulled a bunch of stuff apart, and I wanted to show this, but I didn't want to have to set up everything because I'm having a game day. We're going to do some wargaming and some Twilight Imperium this weekend from when I'm recording this, and I just didn't really want to set all that up and turn around and take it back down. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's why you don't see that. Also, I would just note that although I am doing an unboxing of this, I have finally finished painting the next set of figures for Wonder Cult of Barnacle Bay. And so I will be filming that after this weekend, but I wanted to get this out to you guys to give you a chance to look at it and to get something for you guys to see, so you get a chance to look at it, see if it's something you might be interested in, and try to snag it before it's gone, because Tiny Epic means epic, and Tiny Epic means goes pretty quick. So anywho, that's kind of like my thing. So let me zoom out a little bit here back. Alright, so we're going to open this bad boy up. We have the lid that, of course, has the art, which you can double as your dice tray, or any kind of tray you want. Or you could just set it up and there's your commentators, right? I keep looking over to this side because that's where my laptop is, so bear with me. I'm not used to you being able to see that. You usually just see my magic hands. So here's the rules of the arena. Standard book. You got your components, your overview, pretty standard, really not anything special. Book, all your actions, total page count for everything not including solo is 15 pages. And then the solo is from 16 to 19. So pretty standard rule book. We have a baggie here with some stuff, and I think these may be the deluxe, or at least some of the deluxe things. So let's just set this to the side for now, other than some of the components probably. So we have some cards, which we'll look at. Well, let's go ahead and look at the cards. So I'm going to move this over. Okay. So we have some cards here. Let's start with those. A couple different packs. Although, you know, thinking about this, they show you the sleeves for these things, but I don't know that you can sleeve these things and still get it all in here because they pack these boxes out. You know anything about Tiny Epic Games? They are full of stuff, chock full of stuff. Okay, so first thing we have are program cards. Okay, and you can see that there are different colors for the different player colors. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 cards. Collect, move, power up, no action because you jump, deploy mine, purchase and move. Right. So that's going to be basically how you program your mech or your hero to play. And of course, there are some generic these ad hoc cards which happen. If I remember right, these happen maybe when you've been KO'd, maybe, or maybe KO'd, or kind of like stunned, or something like that. It's been a while since I've watched the rules for this. So that's this whole stack. That's nothing but programming cards. And we'll definitely do a playthrough of this. There's some out there, but I have not played it, so we're going to do it on the channel with the final copy. So then we've got some, And let me just get these out. Okay. So then we have some equipment cards. So here's an example of some equipment. Now you'll notice this says advanced. So these advanced weapons, there's special stack, which basically is there's only certain ways to get that. So that many, so you got basically 1, 2, 3, 4 of each type. I say 4 of each type. I lied. There's 4 kind of melee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 ranged, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess like explosive, like turrets and stuff like that. Then you have your basic weapons, like your gosh, it's really hard to read it now. I'm sorry. Energy swords. You've got, and there's 4 of those, right? So the basic weapons, there's essentially, I'm going to get this before this is over, guys. I swear, I promise. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. This may help me because it's very confusing to hold it like I normally would hold it. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better. So you got your basic weapons, so like your energy sword. There's 4 of those, one for each player. So you have energy swords. You've got grenade launchers. Again, 4 of these. You've got pulse pistols. There's the pulse pistol. You've got riot shield. A little bit of defense, but a little bit of attack. So you got some credit and energy cost to buy it, what level it is, that sort of thing for your weapons. And then you've got some tiles for, let's see here, credit, just looking through here. Yeah, so basically these are the map tiles, right? So you're going to shuffle these up and you're going to seed the board, which we'll look at over here in a second. Seed the board out and put these out, and where that's going to kind of build your, what it's going to look like where you're at, where you start. Now, some of these, like for example, I'm not really sure what that one is, but I think these 4, like these 4, kind of like your home base tiles, right? So these actually will give you essentially both resources as long as you have something there. So that's kind of like your starting tile. And then here's, I think this is the mech tile. Yeah, this is the big mech tile, which we'll look at in a minute. And then you got individual tiles where you can do things like, collect points and energy, right? So there's essentially some, I think it's credits and energy is the currency, if I remember right. So, gosh, if I can get my fat ham sandwich fingers out of the way. So there's like credit and energy. So you're going to be collecting those to power up your suits, which will make more sense here in a minute when we look at the actual heroes. So meeples wise, let's take a look at these. These X's and lightning. So that's the first player marker. Okay. So we have a lot of small, which is going to be fun. You have your life token. And again, these are all color specific for the player. One for each color. You've got your energy marker. And again, these are stupid small. You've got your credit marker. You've got mines, and there are 3 of those. They're numbered 1, 2, and 3. And I think that is how much damage they do as well. Oh, no, you got 4 of those. My bad. I don't know if you have just 3 and you can get 4, but there's 4 there. Then you have these towers, what I would think were towers, but I believe are actually turrets. Kind of look like an X, just a really thick X. And then a point tracker. See, that says plus 40. Hopefully you'll get there. This admit 1, I'm assuming, is the first player marker. Again, these are all printed wooden. And then mech, which I believe just means that denotes the player that is piloting the big mech, which you'd think would be pretty obvious, but once you put, and we'll see it here in a second, once you put these small mechs inside the big mech, especially one of the colors, like, you cannot tell that because they just, yeah. Got my dog in the background if you hear anything too, by the way. That's Mac. He's just hanging out tonight with me. Like I said, I was cleaning up my table. I'd finished painting, so I had to put all my paint stuff away because I don't have a separate space to paint. So I have to do it all in one location. So I was cleaning that up. Again, getting ready for the weekend. Right. So let's take a look at these. So this is all of your item meeples. This is your mechs. So what you're going to do is, we're going to dump all this out. Alright, so you have your individual units, okay, right here. So there's your individual units. Then each unit has a corresponding, each unit has a corresponding mech. Let's make these up for you a little bit. Hey, this will work. Has a corresponding mech. Let's do behind it. There we go. That matches the meeple. Okay. So what happens is, as you play, you're going to get to a point where you can use your hero cards, and we will look at those here in just a minute. You're going to look at those, and you're going to open up your mech. These do come apart pretty easy. Alright, so 2 halves. See the halves? You're going to drop your meeple in there. And the cool thing is, it has, I know it's hard to tell from there, it has little pegs in there. You see there on the inside, right there, for your meeple to help hold him in place, which I like. Get him lined up. And that's front and back. and you'll put him in his suit, right? So now he's in his power suit, right? So he'll do that. Then here is about 1 million swords, shields, right? All that stuff that were items are here. And I'm just going to grab a couple of these. We'll say the power sword and the riot shield, because those are basic weapons. So, power sword, riot shield. You're gonna maybe have some of those. So you're gonna load those up. So here you are, fighting with your power shield, with your sword and power shield, right there, right? Then, in the very center of the map is the big boy, right? So this is the Big Mac. Now, just to give you a size comparison, right? So this is the Big Mac that you kind of fighting to get at in the center. This is where the advanced weapons come in. You can only, if I remember correctly, you can only use the advanced weapons in this. So what will happen is you level up. Well, I'll say level up. You get to the center, you manage to take control of the big boy. Alright, and so then you pull him apart. Alright, power suit's not going to work. So you pull yourself out of your power suit. Now, some people, you wonder how you ever got yourself into your power suit. Wow. Okay, that's a pro. Fits really, really well. Con. It fits really, really well. And I want to be careful, because I certainly don't want to mess up any of those pegs. Gosh. I'm going to assume probably the more you play, the easier that becomes to get out. Good God Almighty, this is ridiculous, man. This should not be that hard. Okay, there we go. Just had to use the other piece. So then you'll take your mech, right? I keep looking over there. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, then you're gonna put your dude in the mech, like so. So now you're in the mech. Although you're not all the way in the mech. Oh, I guess that's by design. Then you're going to, yeah. So now you're in the mech, right? And then, like I said, some of those advanced weapons. So, for example, maybe you've got a Gamelyn gun, and I'm trying to find something that I recognize. So yeah, and you got this slicer dicer deal, right? And then, if I remember correctly, I think you still have your regular items, right? That you had, your shield or your sword. Although, don't quote me on that, because, like I said, it's been a while since I looked at the rules. But at any rate, so you'll be like this, right? So you get your shield, which you can't really see, so you can barely see there. You got your sword, you got your things over there. And so you'll run around and you'll do some fighting in this for a period of time, and then you'll come out of it. And I think you get points for taking this. I think you get points for taking. I don't think you can get money or something like that. Again, it's been a while. So, at any rate, that's how these work, right? And then whenever you're done, you just pull yourself out, and that goes on the board wherever. Whenever your power armor runs out, you just pull yourself out. Just set this to the side until you power yourself up again, at a later date. So that is those, and there's, I mean, look guys, when I say there's a ton of these, I mean, that's ridiculous. And now, granted, you have to remember those basic weapons, like that sword and shield, there's 4 of those, right? Because there's enough in here where each player could have it, right? I love the item equals. I would say, and this has not happened, so let me disclose that. But the only thing that worries me about the item equals is you get, excuse you, I am trying to film here. Did you really do that while I'm filming? And I'm just going to let him get away with it because that's what we do. What was I saying? Oh yeah, item equals. So I think it's a really cool idea. The only thing that worries me is that if those pegs break off in it, then I mean it's not, you can't use it, and it's not like you can just buy replacement parts. At least you can get replacement parts from Gamelyn Games. I'm sure they would try to help you as best they could, but at some point in time, that's not going to be an option. So, all right, so let's take a look at this. Open. All right, so we have here, I believe, the scorecard. Yep, so there's the scorecard, 1 to 40. I believe it's the same on both sides. All right, there's a scorecard. There we go. Rounds. There's 6 rounds there, 6 rounds there. Scoring. Yep. So this is the same on both sides. So there's your rounded scoring card. Let's set that off for a second. Let's see here. Let me pull out some of this and do it different. So here is how to do combat, right? And that's going to tell you how to, when you power up, how you deploy, how you do combat, what items trump each other. So it's like a rock, paper, scissors for your weapons about what beats what. And, you know, you kind of keep that hidden. Which weapon you're going to use. They know what weapons you have. You choose the weapons you're going to use. And I don't remember the order. I think somebody, maybe the attacker chooses and then the defender chooses. So you kind of know what's coming. But there is definitely a counter to these, and so you'll be attacked. You potentially could attack back, or you may not. So power up. You can see here in the center. There's ways to heal yourself. There's ways to upgrade, and there is, of course, ways to get into the mech. Right, that tells you what it says. At the bottom it says full. So you have to be full health. For 1 energy, you can heal 2 health. For 5 credits, you can jump into your power suit. You have to be in full health to get in the mighty mech. You get 1 point for being starting combat, 1 point for every damage you deal, or 1 point for causing the enemy to retreat or dealing a KO. So that's basically during the rounds. That's what you're doing, is you're getting points. Okay, so each player has their own card. On the back of these cards, when you do decide to play the solo, because it's going to happen, and eventually, there's the solo guide, kind of walks you through that, so that's cool. So here are all of the heroes. So basically what you'll note is that on one side you have your normal hero. You've got your health. Let me get my hands out of the way there. So you got your health on the bottom, right down here. Down here, you got on each side. You'll see this says basic, so you can have 2 weapons, and then each pilot has an ability at the top, right? And then on the reverse side, once you power up and you pay that cost, you can get in your armor. Then now we've got, I guess your armor, not just the big mech, like you have advanced. So you've got advanced weapon slots, you've got regular weapon slots, and you have, of course, your power, and then you have health. But you'll notice right here, when you're in your power armor and they take you down all the way, you don't get KO'd. You just basically get kicked out of your armor, right? So that's cool. So it's kind of a way to defend yourself. But they all have different abilities. This guy says you can spend 2 energy, go into ad hoc mode, which I think is you basically get to determine what you want when you do that, as far as how to move, and it's not going to restrict you. Magma, you can lose energy instead of health. Rampage, you basically get extra resources for this supply drop. Wasp, scare tactics. So they all have. I'm just kind of quickly looking through here. They all have very different abilities. On the back, they all have the power armor values always go up to 9, and your player powers do not change when you go into your power armor, because you're really just adding that defense piece. This is the Big Mech. There's basically 2 versions of this. And I don't know, to be perfectly honest with you, why that is. I remember there was something about that, and I don't remember how they flip, but essentially, this is the Mighty Mech. So this is the guy that sits in the center, and this is the guy you're gonna want to try to get into. That has different abilities, but he's got an 11 armor, and you can see it's 4 advanced cards. So 4 advanced weapons can go on this guy. Absolutely brutal. And yeah, so it looks like one is the Sparta guy is like, this side is like very heavy on the defense, and then the other side is rocket barrage. This lets you move further, or at least a lot more. Bottom of the box, FAQ. So if you have some questions, here's some FAQs: weapons, rocket batteries, power attacking, the mech, double jump, etc., etc. Obviously, you can check out Gamelyn Games' website. You can check out BGG, and they will also explain those to you if you need to find that, because BGG is the repository of all nerd knowledge. Let's just be honest. And finally, as far as what's in the box, this is, I believe, the deluxe pack, or maybe like a mini expansion or something. Yeah, it's the mini expansion. It's called Loot Box. It's the mini expansion, which I believe is part of the deluxe. Maybe that's part of what you get. So let's take a look. So we have some, it's like almost like little robot tokens. Wow. This sheet, literally sheet, one side front, one side back, talks about the loot boxes. Spotlight. Okay. So it's really got kind of like 2 expansions in it. So you have the loot boxes, and you have the spotlight, which are cameras. Oh yeah. I remember what this does. So basically, these guys can float around, and they'll follow you. And when you do damage or you do things, it's kind of like you show out for the camera. Because remember, this is about arena, right? And so you get additional points, credits, resources, or something like that. That helps you score more. And then these loot boxes, yeah, you get weapons, health, power-ups. You can't really see that, but there's basically 4 boxes. They have an effect, and they get randomly dropped throughout. Well, not randomly. At certain times, a random one is dropped into the arena. So basically, it kind of acts like a supply drop, essentially. It's a random supply drop. So there's your, you go to ad hoc mode, you get full health, you power up, or you get a free weapon. Which, hey, who's not down for a free weapon? Let's just be honest. Besides, when you talk about mechs, I mean, I loved BattleTech in high school. Loved playing MechWarrior on the PC. Not the newest ones. The other ones, the newest ones are very awesome, but I've been out of it so long they don't make much sense. But the old school ones, yeah. And it also comes with a couple of new players. So you've got Ghost, and then you've got Lotus. Right? And again, same things on the front and back as far as the amount of health and power armor. They just have different abilities. And I'll let you discover those for yourself. And that is all of the cards and what's in the box, right? So give me a second to put this up, and then we'll take a quick look at the mat, and I think that'll be it. That'll be everything. So give me just 1 minute, por favor. Alright, so I got that put away. Again, Tiny Epic MECHS, definitely worth checking out. It pretty much all fit back in here the same way. I basically took those extra components for the expansion out of this bag. Didn't put these back in, obviously, with the cards, but everything else is in the same bag as they came with, so that worked well. Sometimes it seems like it sticks up way further. So, having said that, mat, pretty. Actually, let me stand up here. Mat's pretty simple. Okay. You have to move stuff out of the way so you can see it. Actually, you know what? What am I doing? I don't need to do that. I'm going to do you one better. Let's take a tour. So here's the mat. You can see each of the corners. Like, for example, here is your basic weapons. You have advanced weapons. The Mighty Mech cards, that's what's going to sit here in the center. Round and scorecard here. You'll notice here it says Pilot Command, right? And there's four of those. So what you're going to do is you're going to use, right, this area over here to place your command cards and kind of program your movement before everybody goes, and you're all going to do it at the same time, so you're not going to get a chance to really react. Of course, that's what ad hoc mode does, is kind of gives you a little bit of an advantage in that. And then you're going to put all your cards out here, and this is where you're going to be moving. And you're going to start, I believe everybody starts like essentially right here. You're going to be moving around the board trying to score those points. Is this necessary to play? Absolutely not. It's just a grid, super simple. Is it nice? Yeah, it is kind of nice, but it's definitely not necessary. So, you know what? Just because I'm feeling frisky, give me just a minute again, and I'm going to set everything out on this to just kind of give you an example of what it looks like on the board with the mat. Alright guys, here's kind of an example of how everything's laid out here. these are don't match what the colors are, but I just wanted you to kind of see what the board looks like. You have your main board, everybody's out, you're dropping your turrets, you're dropping your mines, you got your programming that you do over here for each player. You got your round marker, which actually this is probably where this goes, to be honest with you. That's probably actually where that goes. Over there. You got your different people out. You have your stack here. Now I happen to have this turned, like oriented the way that I was facing. So advanced weapons over here, and your mech over there. I'll show you this. So kind of just initially thinking, while this table is amazing, this definitely, as far as the actual battle goes, is great. What they don't have room for is this. Shoot. What I have room for is this, right? Your player stuff, which is a shame. They don't have room for your player stuff. So you basically have two pieces to it. You have where you track your energy and your credits, and then you have your health and your weapons and stuff. I didn't put any of those out there on any of the players there, but you can see this sitting to the side. I wish there was a place for it on the mat. I think they could have made the mat a little bit bigger. Yeah, the mat would have been bigger, but I think it would have been worth it. I will tell you this, though. Like this dude right here, like I thought I had lost them. Those are so small. It's crazy. So when you go to clean all this up, right, when you're cleaning all your pieces up, this kind of stuff right here, your little tokens, you better make sure that you thoroughly count all these dudes out, because there's a good chance you're going to miss if you don't. Because honestly, I'll tell you, I put these out, I put the health out, then I put the energy out, and I went, wait a minute, what do I do to track the credits? It was still in the bag. Completely missed it. So, that is Tiny Epic MECHS. Showed you all the components, showed you the playmat, showed you kind of set up what it looks like. So, yeah, I think that's everything for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of the channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. Play Tiny Epic MECHS. Check it out. Grab it. Go to Miniature Market. That's where I would go first. Awesome group. I subscribe to Rob Warren. I'm a patron of Rob Warren's. They support him 100%, and so they got great deals, great people to work with. Just epic. If you do not buy from them, you should, if they have it. And so anyway, this has been Tiny Epic MECHS unboxing and quick look through of the deluxe version and the playmat. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. I'm the Board Game Roamer, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.